Good night.
I haven't even taken a sip yet. This is going to be you witnessing the first sip.
Danny! Good morning. You just witnessed Erin's first sip of coffee.
Of all time.
Of all time. I want a smiley face from everyone who agrees that having your first sip of coffee
looks like this
is literally one of the best moments of the day. If you agree with that, then go ahead and give me a smiley face.
How do I go live on
I don't know, just go on your Facebook. Duh. Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Kathy. Kathy!
Good morning, Mike.
It's been so long. M-I-K-E! Let's go, baby!
M-I-K-E.
Let's go, baby! Good morning, Christy. What's up, dude? Hope you guys are having a great day.
I love that Mike is here. I need to make a smiley.
Mike, you're gonna love today's episode.
Boom, boom. Yeah, Mike, hang around.
Oh. What does Jeepers mean?
Like, oh gosh. Golly.
Sure, no problem.
That's like something my mom would say. Danny, you just proved to everyone that you're a mom.
Oh man, today's gonna be a blast. So you guys, today we're gonna start diving into supplements a little bit. We get a lot of questions on this show with regards for nutrition, and when it comes to nutrition, a lot of people like to start asking things with regards for supplements. So my biggest thing about supplements is that, remember, they're called supplements for a reason. Therefore, they're not the foundation of your diet, but when you have a good diet, by taking good supplements, you're actually creating magic. And, you know, supplements are definitely a big part of my life, Erin's life. On a daily basis, I take about at least 5 supplements. But today we're going to talk about the one that I consider literally the most important supplement. And I don't care what your immediate goal is. So remember, when it comes to immediate goals, you will fall under the category of either aesthetics, performance, or longevity. Okay, longevity, get my back to feel better. Aesthetics, have a six-pack. Performance, training.
Snatch 225.
Training for the Open that's coming up next month. Something like that, right? But this supplement would literally be beneficial for anybody. Doesn't matter if your goal pertains to performance, aesthetics, or longevity, or all the above, okay? I want you guys to take a guess because I want to see where your head's at, just to get some thoughts out there. What do you think that supplement is? I want to hear.
There's a couple things that anybody will benefit from, but let's not confuse that with no matter what category you're in. How do I say this without giving away the answer?
It has a benefit for anybody who's alive. For as long as you're alive, you're going to benefit from it.
Maybe give them a hint. How do they benefit from it? What's one way? One benefit.
No, I want them to guess. I'm not getting any guesses, so I might just have to say it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not yet. Oh,
Magnesium.
Danny! You
Why
love that
magnesium?
countdown. Yeah, Danny, I'm curious. Why magnesium? And magnesium is great for you, but I'm curious.
Jeanette,
Good morning.
I'm
Sorry I'm late.
It's
here. Okay. Good morning, Brian. So the answer is magnesium. The answer is no. It is not magnesium. Sorry. I have like 1,000 1,000 things going on in my head right now. Danny, if you can just comment, because I would like to hear why you think it is magnesium. Magnesium is a great answer, but magnesium is not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is omega-3s. Omega-3s are incredible for anybody. It doesn't matter whether your goal, like we said, is aesthetics related, longevity related, or performance related. And the reason for that is that, you guys, omega-3s are a fatty acid chain that helps to reduce inflammation in the body. So now, by you reducing inflammation in your body, you're literally increasing days in your life. You're making everything function better. So, okay, let's start talking about the development of chronic disease. It's all as a result of inflammation. So diabetes, heart disease, cancer, anything that's related to aging, that is somewhat related, if not directly related, to inflammation. So by reducing your inflammation levels, you're literally adding days to your life because you're helping yourself rid of disease. So like we said, that's considered, because it is a supplement, just by you taking an omega-3 supplement doesn't mean that you're now going to basically be foolproof from developing type 2 diabetes or that sort of thing, right? But when you have good nutrition and you take that supplement on top of that, then man, like
magic.
We're like we said, you're really doing some magical things, and that is just a powerful thing that you should definitely have in your life.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you take or how much you take. There's no supplement that will melt fat off. There's no supplement that will make you healthy if you have poor eating habits. So it doesn't matter what you take or how much. Your nutrition will always, always, always come first.
Always. For sure. So it helps to reduce inflammation in your body, okay? Literally, it's going to add days to your life. Also, if you train in any way, shape, or form, which you should, because movement is food and food is medicine, like we talked about it before, then look, as your muscles are breaking down on a daily basis, right? When you work out, there's micro tears in your muscle fibers, right? And when that happens, then inflammation is a byproduct, okay? But in order for a new muscle cells to regenerate themselves, okay, you would want to reduce inflammation. So it will help you get less sore. It is not a supplement to make you less sore, just want to be clear. But because inflammation is a byproduct of training, okay, by you reducing your total systemic inflammation, you're helping to regenerate better. Make sense?
So when she talks about micro tears in your muscles, imagine causing inflammation. Imagine you got a paper cut and it gets red and it gets inflamed, and that's your body's response to the wound, the injury. So when you lift and you strain your muscles and you stress your body, it causes inflammation. It's by default, right? But if you want results, it's necessary. Okay, so if then it's creating micro tears, how do we recover from that as best as possible?
Mm-hmm. So omega-3s are beautiful. Just so you know, omega-3 is a fatty acid, okay? So when it comes to fats, okay, I want you to think about fat as a big ball, okay? Like when you eat, let's say, almonds or
peanut butter
or salmon or any fat, any basically fatty food source.
Make a comment. What's your favorite fat source?
Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay, so when you eat like or consume any fat in one way, shape, or form, the fat that you eat comes in a big ball form. Okay, as your body is breaking it down, it turns it, well, what makes the fat molecule is smaller fatty acid chains. Okay, now there's plenty of fatty acid chains out there. We have the saturated fats and the unsaturated fats. Those are the big two groups. Okay, and then if we want to get into more detail, then you have the monounsaturated, polyunsaturated. That all depends on the length of the strand and basically how it reacts with water, and based off of that it basically will tell you whether it is a good fat or a bad fat. All you need to know when it comes to your fats is that plant source fats, for the most part, there are some exceptions, are healthier than animal fats, okay, because animal fats have more saturated fats. But then there's also the omega-6s and the omega-3s, and those are the literally, like, if fats had like a diamond category, the omega-3s would be it.
That doesn't mean that you need to stop eating all steak and red meat products. There are benefits to those, but when it comes to fat source specifically, generally speaking, the plant source is going to be healthier for you.
Yes, but do know that omega-3s are found, they're not found like as abundantly as you will find them, like as you'll find saturated or unsaturated fats, for example. Omega-3s can be found in flaxseed, salmon, krill, some fatty fish. But unless you eat those every day, and even if you eat those every day, I will challenge you to have an omega-3 supplement at hand, okay? Or as most people like to call it, fish oil. Now, the reason why I don't like to just say fish oil is because not all supplements are created equal. So now, before we answer some questions, and if you do have any, please ask them right now. Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about, or we're going to talk a little bit about different varieties of fish oil or of like omega supplements. And like Sarit said, they're not all created equal. But let's talk about one of the major ways that they're not created equal, which is...
Yeah, that's where I was getting at. I wanna teach you guys how to know what makes either a fish oil or an omega-3 supplement good for you and what doesn't. Okay? So now I can tell you with full confidence that there's two brands out there that create bomb.com omega-3s. Okay? With the rest of them, you should be fully skeptical. And here's why. So when it comes to your omega-3s, okay, there is a couple things that you have to take into consideration. Number one is your omega-3 to your omega-6 ratio. The reality is that to extract the omega-3 is a lot harder than the omega-6. Now, the omega-3 is like a black diamond, while the omega-6 is a regular diamond, okay? So both are good for you, but the omega-3s are the most potent ones that you want to get into your system, literally as much as you can, as often as you can, okay? So your omega-3 to your omega-6 ratio. Most off-the-counter fish oils out there, as you will see, will have a way higher omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, which is why I'm telling you that the supplement that you should be taking is omega-3s rather than just fish oil, because companies that make supplements, for the most part, will just try to give you a supplement where they can save up as much as possible.
Or they can have the biggest profit margin. So they make it really cheap, and it's much cheaper to make omega-6 because they're plentiful. But
it's more abundant than omega-3, right?
Normally when it comes, generally speaking, like when you pay for any supplement, you normally get what you pay for. If it costs more, there's a reason for it, and there's a very good reason for it. Every supplement that I've seen that is higher dollar price has way more value for what you're actually taking than the alternative.
Mm-hmm.
I even compared, I got my mom to take a better omega-3, and I compared hers that she was taking to the one that I was taking, and the differences were astonishing.
Yeah. So omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, number one. Number two, you'd want to look at your DHA to EPA ratio. Okay, so that's basically, we're not going to get too sciencey here, but it has to do with the length of the omega-3 strand. Okay, so you want to go for omega-3s that have a higher, as high as possible DHA to EPA ratio. What you'll find is that your EPA is going to be higher than your DHA, but you want it to be as close as possible. What
do those mean? What do those mean? EPA, DHA.
I don't remember. Fully honest. I gotta go back to class for that.
I don't either. That's why I asked you.
You know, I know why it's good, but I don't get into the details of the like what does it stand for.
Yeah,
sorry.
I think it has to do with the molecule.
Look it up. You're the one who asked that. Why don't you look it up? Shit, calling me out. I'll tell you why we do what we do. But memorizing long names. Do you remember that I failed organic chemistry? Do you remember that? I had to retake it over the summer. Okay, so this is how you guys find out whether your what you'd call fish oil or omega-3 supplement is better for you by looking at your labels of number one, your omega-3 to your omega-6 ratio. And number two, your DHA to your EPA ratio. When consuming omega-3s, you want to make sure that your DHA to EPA ratio is as close as possible to 1:1. As close as possible to 1:1. So what I mean by that is almost like 1:1. Therefore, like 400 milligrams of DHA to 400 milligrams of EPA. That's really hard to find. What you'd usually find is 1:3, which is awful. But basically, that's how you know whether an omega-3 supplement is good. The one that we take, yeah, the lighting is terrible.
Oh, there we go.
It's the X Endurance Omega-3 with D3. So now, what you'll find with a lot of good omega-3 supplements is that they might come with D3. So now, here's the thing about vitamin D. When you are lacking vitamin D, which for anybody who lives in California, chances are very rare that you're lacking D3. Your absorption of omega-3 is going to be lower. Okay, so this supplement comes with D3 as well because it helps with the absorption of the omega-3. Okay, for any older folks, ladies in the room, I don't think we have any ladies who are over 60, but what you'd find is that, people who would be prescribed vitamin D3 is basically anybody who lives in extreme cold weather, where there's not a lot of sunshine, like I said, not a problem in California. Or if you're older and you're starting to lose bone density, then vitamin D might be a supplement that you might be prescribed. If you're not prescribed that, then you don't need to take that vitamin. But good omega-3s will give you a boost of vitamin D just because it will help to absorb the omega-3 better. So now, let's talk about here the X Endurance Omegas.
I'm gonna post a link for you guys to. We do get 10% off of these. So if it's something that you want to get, great. Otherwise, you mentioned another brand that you like.
Yeah. So Nordic. Nordic is really good. So this is really good, okay, because for your fish oil concentrate per one soft gel, you're getting 2,000 milligrams, okay? Usually when you buy off-the-counter fish oil, mark my word, you're getting anywhere between 400 to 500 milligrams. So basically, just to get that same amount of fish oil concentration, you will basically have to take 5 soft gels to make up for one that you get here.
My mom's was 6.
Yeah, which is insane. Okay.
And we do, this one is prescribed 1 in the morning, 1 at night. So imagine taking 10 to 12 capsules of something that doesn't even have the right ratio.
Yep. And then the second thing that you want to look into, like we say, is the EPA to DHA ratio. So ideally, you'd want it to be as close to 1 to 1 as possible. What you will find with most of-the-counter fish oil supplements is that it's about 1 to 3, which is awful, okay? This one is 600 milligrams of EPA to 400 milligrams of DHA. So we're very close to 1 on 1, which is rare. So even if you get off-the-counter, let's say, omegas, and you're like, yeah, I don't mind taking 5 fish oils instead of 1, so I'm getting more fish oil, your EPA to DHA ratio is still going to be lacking. Does that make sense? So I will be the first to say, health is your greatest investment. And if you're already taking a supplement, then you might as well go for the best one. We love taking the X Endurance one. Nordic Naturals is also an incredible one out there. And I say this with full confidence. I will never talk about something that I do not believe in. So I know that when it comes to your omegas, there is a lot that you really have to take into consideration, and I try to break it down for you guys in a way that's literally like as easy to understand as possible, because there's literally so many supplements out there, and there's like so many different fish oils out there too, and it's really hard to understand what do I need to get, right? But unless you understand the why, then you never know the what. And for me, it's super important to help you guys know the why, because that way you're able to make a better decision. Because if you're health conscious and you're taking fish oil on the regular, but let's say you're just not taking enough of it and the quality of it is shit, then are you actually doing anything at all, or are you just, buying supplements and throwing it down the toilet, right? So if you're already going out of your way to do something good, then go all the way and do it right. Does that make sense?
All right, lots of things came through
Lots of things came through. So I'm going to catch up to you guys.
Peanut butter, almonds, walnuts, pecans, avocado. Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Danny, magnesium for sure.
Can you read it though?
Oh, magnesium benefits. So Danny, at the beginning, I asked, what do you think is the most important supplement? Danny said magnesium. So I asked her, I just want to know why you say that. Because whenever I ask any question, if there is no why, then it doesn't matter. So Danny answered, magnesium benefits musculoskeletal health, neurocognitive health, as well as cardiometabolic health. It helps with stress reduction and insomnia. It also helps with digestion, and I used it when I was pregnant for headaches. Yes.
I heard something about magnesium recently, but this is
not a magnesium topic. I have so many good things to say about magnesium, but when it comes to magnesium, Danny, just so you know, the biggest misconception, and I was a person who used to take magnesium supplements just because it has so many good benefits. We should do an episode just about that. But unless you're lacking magnesium, you should never take a magnesium supplement. And that is the biggest misconception with most supplements, is that a lot when it comes to vitamins and minerals, a lot of people take them just because they hear that they're good for you, but the reality is, unless you're deficient, you don't need it. And if you take more, you're literally throwing it down the drain. When you're pregnant, totally makes sense. But just to want to touch up on that just in a nutshell. You guys love your fats. What's your favorite fat?
I put it on there, peanut butter.
Oh.
In all caps.
Jeanette, I take an Ultra Omega-3 with EPA and DHA supplement every morning. Okay, great, Jeanette. I will challenge you to look at your EPA to DHA ratio and also at your overall concentration, just so that you have an idea of what it is that you're taking.
For example, EPA on here is 600 milligrams per 2 capsules and 400 DHA, which is a total of 2,000 milligrams for the entire day, 2 capsules.
So what brands do you recommend? Okay, we went over that. Nordic and X Endurance, that's what we recommend. Side note, it absorbs better.
With a lower fat meal.
For sure. What should those ratios look like? You want it to be as close to 1 to 1 when it comes to your EPA to DHA. That's how you know that you're taking a very good supplement. Most of them would be around 1 to 3. Teresa, I feel like I haven't heard from you in a minute, dude.
She's busy taking care of people.
I know. I take Omega Guys 3 supplement that is from Young Living Essential Oils. It has vitamin D3, CoQ10, and essential oils. That's great. Teresa, I'll be interested to know what is the overall fish oil concentration, and like we said, what is the EPA to DHA ratio. So look into that.
It's very possible that there are more brands that do it well. These are just the 2 that we know of and have loved for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. Is that a powder or pill that you are showing? Oh, it's a pill. It's a capsule. And
we are affiliated with X Endurance, so we get 10% off for anybody. They also have memberships and blah blah. But I think like Young Living, I think it's similar.
I think I've heard of Young Living.
Yeah. There are more reasons I love magnesium, but those are just ones at the top of my head.
Jeanette, I just checked, and it has 683 EPA to 252 DHA. So one is 1 to 3.
Most of them.
Exactly, Jeanette. So, in your case, I would recommend finish out what it is that you're already having. And since you're already going out of your way to take that supplement on a regular basis, get a better one. Okay? I'm really glad that we're able to go into the details and explain the why. And by the way, you guys, I figured I should just tell you that because I didn't say it before. A good recommendation for a daily intake of fish oil would be around 2,000 milligrams, just so you know. Okay, so try to, because any supplement will tell you take either one soft gel twice per day, 2 soft gels twice per day, but they never tell you why. You want to strive to get to 2,000 milligrams. And what you'll notice is that with most fish oils out there, it will probably take you about 10 capsules. And that's how you know that it is not potent enough. And then the second thing that you want to look into is the DHA to EPA ratio, okay? Magnesium glycinate is what my physician prescribed for my migraine headaches that started last December when I started CrossFit. I had gone to Cairo, got x-rays, nothing helped. But yeah, magnesium does magics on your nervous system and on your musculoskeletal system. But unless you're deficient, there's really no need to take it. Magnesium is a fabulous thing.
I would definitely also try to get magnesium from whole food sources
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
Because what I was saying earlier is, and I don't know, I didn't read this study, I don't know where it came from, so take this with a grain of salt. But what I heard is that long-term chronic use of magnesium can cause depression. So if you're getting it from food sources, then it's very natural and there's none of that. But depending on the source that you get it from when it's in a supplement form, if you're taking it every day for a long time, that's a possibility. But again, I don't know where that study came from. I didn't read it myself, so I don't know how valid that is.
Yeah, this will be a great topic.
But it always raises questions
for another supplement. Okay, Teresa. Yeah, it's crazy because they don't tell you the whys. They just tell you the whats, and you're like, I'm taking fish oil. I'm doing something good for myself. But yes, taking some fish oil is better than not taking any at all. But if you want to do it right, then do it right in a way that's actually going to help you move forward, rather than just buy supplements and not really get anywhere. And that's what happens with most supplements out there. And that is the frustrating thing.
Unfortunately, because we always want to go immediately for the one that costs less. But literally, you're taking that money, putting it in your mouth, it's going through your system and into the toilet.
I have to be honest, I was the one who did it for years too.
Oh, totally, me too.
I did it for years.
But you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So can you blame yourself? No.
Yeah.
But we're here to educate.
Yeah, so any of you guys who are in this room, if you're looking at your fish oils right now or your omega-3s and you're like, man, like...
They all ran to the kitchen.
Yeah, and you're like, man, like my fish oil is not good at all. That's okay. Finish out what you have. But what I would recommend is, for sure, invest in a better one. Nordic and X Endurance are the best ones. Obviously, because you do have an opportunity to get a 10% off with X Endurance, go for that. You're not going to find a great supplement that's going to be cheap. But if you have an opportunity to get any sort of discount, then use it.
Or most likely, you're also not going to be able to find a really good one that's off the shelf in a GNC or a Vitamin Shop or any supplement store, basically like local supplement store. Most of the time, those are all pretty much created equal because they're already pre-formulated. So they all just kind of buy the same supplements and then put their own labels on them.
I agree. We cannot overtake an overabundance of supplements or vitamins because that can actually harm the body, and your body will just flush it out. Yes, we'll talk about it on a different day. But yeah, so Teresa, what you'll find is that in the vitamin shop,
I think she's talking about her magnesium. Because she said her omega's from a different place.
Got it. Crystal and Jake, who just joined in, good morning. We're literally just about to finish up, though.
Go back and watch this episode. We're also going to put them on YouTube. So if you need to re-access this, it will be put on YouTube shortly. And so if you want to go back and listen to ratios and listen to whatever, we're going to have to cover what DHA EPA actually means. Because
what diapers mean.
Because it's more research that needs to be done on our part. So
for sure. You guys, tomorrow is Friday, so we have a fun weekend topic for you guys so that you can enjoy your weekend and have some fun. Remember, if you like what you're hearing, if you're enjoying this, if this is really adding value to your life, then please do us a favor and click the share button and help us grow this community. We love seeing all of you guys here, but remember, our mission is to transform millions of lives. I know it sounds crazy.
It's gonna happen.
It is, but we're getting there, one person at a time.
If you haven't already realized, we are crazy.
We're so blessed, honored, and happy to have you here. But again, if you find this useful, then let's help one another to grow this community, just click the share button and, tell your friends and family members about it if you think that, what you heard today would be beneficial for them. Okay?
You guys are truly amazing. We love talking to you guys all the time. I won't be able to be on every episode, but I'm going to be here for as many as I can. And it's truly an honor and a pleasure. And without you guys, there's no us. So thank you.
Have an amazing day. Go look at your cabinets for your fish oil and stuff.
A side note, if you want to prevent fish burps, freeze your fish oil.
Yes.
Freeze your omegas.
I had that in my head too, and then I forgot to tell you guys about it. Okay, glad we caught it. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. See you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Happy Thursday.